Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the IBM Solutions Summit 2023 here in Bangkok, in Thailand. I'm really excited to see so many faces here. This is really an event for you, for our clients and our partners, and an event that we bring to you together with our partners. It's more than an event, though. It's an invitation to co-create. And it's also an invitation to think together and to explore together how technology is going to change and transform your business for the future. If we think about it, we see the power of technology just all around us. We see the power of technology when healthcare facilities can basically give more vaccines every day. Power of technology. We see the power of technology when retailers manage to cut down carbon footprint and save cost at the same time. Power of technology. We also see it when a bank actually prevents a cyber attack. Power of technology. But there's so much more that can be done with technology, and that's what this day is about, to think how much more can be done, and how we unleash the opportunity of technology. Technology is a source of competitive advantage. This we at IBM are very convinced of. It allows businesses, it allows organizations to become a lot more productive. It allows to innovate. It allows to scale. And in today's world, I think this is needed more than ever. We face complex challenges, and we face them at a speed that we have never faced them before. If we look at the challenges that we have inflation, we have supply chain bottlenecks, we have shifts in demographics, we have sustainability challenges that we need to manage, we have skills shortages that we have to deal with. So there's really a lot that we need to tackle, and technology is really the answer to, I would say, all of these technologies. If we want to tackle some of the world's biggest problems, if we want to have a positive impact on the businesses that we lead and also the societies that we live in, then we need to use this power of technology in a responsible way. There are two technologies that make the biggest difference in tackling these challenges. And the two technologies that I mean are hybrid cloud and AI. Let's start with hybrid cloud. I think a couple of years ago, you all remember there was still a big debate about what's going to be the landing platform, the architecture of the future. We talked about cloud first, cloud only. Now, as we in IBM talk to organizations and clients across the world, the consensus is pretty big that the architecture of choice is hybrid cloud. Actually, in our surveys, we see that 77% of organizations across the world have established a strategy that is hybrid cloud. And by the way, it's not so different here in ASEAN and also here in Thailand. In a recent study that we did amongst CEOs, we asked, what is your biggest business priority for the next 3 years? And the answer was tech modernization, building a hybrid cloud architecture. We have a very distinctive view within IBM how a best-of-art hybrid cloud architecture looks like. Our point of view is built on hybrid cloud on Red Hat OpenShift. It supports containers. It allows to basically access applications no matter where they are, in any cloud, in any on-premise environment, in private clouds, at the edge. It does not matter. We have a nice tagline for this. It says basically, deploy everywhere, but build it only once. And that's also true, if you think about it, for the skills that are needed to really reap the benefits of such a hybrid cloud architecture. You build the skill once, and then you don't need to keep it in silos. You can actually use it everywhere. So build once, deploy everywhere is both true from an architectural point of view, from an application point of view, but also from a skill point of view. And this is where the massive value of hybrid cloud actually lies. We've done a lot of analysis in it, and we believe that actually there's a 2.5 times greater value in a hybrid cloud approach than in any singular answer, whether that might be only cloud or only on-premise. Hybrid cloud gives a 2.5 times advantage. So hybrid cloud is the one technology that shapes the future and that helps us tackle the challenges that I mentioned early on. The other one is AI. And AI has recently become a lot more attention and gone through, I would say, a revolution rather than evolution. But I'm going to come to this just in a moment. Together with hybrid cloud and AI, we can achieve a lot. And now with the rise of generative AI, I know Konsuri mentioned it already, we are at this one rare moment that doesn't happen too often when we can really shake up the way businesses work, shake up the way societies interact, and shake up the way that the future looks like. Are there moments like this? Maybe the rise of the internet, the rise of e-commerce, maybe the rise of cloud and mobile together. If you think back what these kind of changes did to the way we work, to the way we do business, to the way we interact, I think that's what generative AI and hybrid cloud together will do to the businesses and the society of the futures. AI adoption since 2017, so about 6 years ago, has doubled. That's quite impressive, isn't it? But if we look at the adoption across the world, it's still somewhere between 30 and 40%. Depends on which part of the world you look at. The better countries and markets that have more AI adopted are more on the 40% scale. The ones that are a bit slower, maybe more on the 30% scale. But it is somewhere between 30 and 40%. If we look ahead in the future, we believe, and if you read pretty much any study out there, you will probably read the same, we believe the increase is going to be massive. We actually believe that the value that generative AI or AI at large is going to add to the global economy is going to be 16 trillion US dollar. That's not the AI market from a technology industry point of view. That's just a collective increase in productivity, the collective increase in innovation, and therefore the collective increase in value that AI will basically deliver within 7 years, 6 years. It's not that long. And again, just to make the reference back to where we are today, if we look at Thailand, it's a very, very similar trend. IDC recently published a study that looked at 2022 and actually said out of all the application development and deployment market, AI-related investments grew the fastest, more than 40% in the first half of last year. And everybody, including IDC, expects this just to increase and accelerate massively. We have an approach by IBM to AI that is basically infused into everything, into the systems, into the infrastructure, into the software that we deploy, but also in the consulting projects that we do together with our clients. We believe that there is a distinctive difference between consumer AI, ChatGPT was mentioned earlier, that's very flashy and interesting, and enterprise AI, where we need to have different standards in terms of transparency, different standards in terms of reliability of the outcome, different standards in terms of the responsibility that we need to have when we use it. And we see exciting places where AI can make big, big differences. What are some of the areas that we see are most exciting? One is customer interaction, customer service, whether it is Q&A in consumer industries, whether it's insurance claims that are being raised, a lot of this Q&A, a lot of this question can be handled through AI. And in some of the use cases that we have worked on with companies across the world, we have seen results that kind of go really extreme. More than 90% of the human interaction that's happening at the moment between consumers and companies offering products or services can be done through AI and can be done in a really, really good way. And that unlocks potential. It means less tired client and customer agents, less human error, less irritation, more time to actually do greater value work. Great area to use AI. Another interesting area for AI use cases is around IT. Both the development of code, IT operations, pretty much every aspect of it. And also here in the use cases that we work on with organizations and companies across the world, we see massive impact. We see in the space of code generation that 40, 60, sometimes even close to 80% of code generation can be automated with AI. And again, here, the idea is not to replace engineers, make them redundant. That's not the idea. But to actually use the engineering capacity that we unlock this way to actually introduce a lot more speed, a lot more agility in the business. Closely related to IT, obviously cybersecurity, another space which is a great application area for AI. Detection of cyber attacks in real time, and down the road, remediation of attacks and actually the downside domino effect in real time. Detection of fraud in real time. Exciting use cases as well, and very necessary use cases if we look at the rise of attacks across the world, and specifically in this part of the world, Asia being the most attacked geography globally. Another area that I would describe as digital labor is another great space to look at AI use cases. Let's take HR for an example. Promoting employees, moving employees from one department to another, onboarding new employees, all things that can be very much automated and even made better in terms of experience through AI. Supply chain, another example where supply chain analysts can get a lot of help through AI. So there's a lot that can be done with AI, and we're going to dive just a bit more in detail on the how in a moment. We are working with strategic partners, and one of them is SAP, to actually bring AI to the world in a lot more broader fashion, I would say. And what we are doing with SAP is actually integrating IBM Watson in SAP solutions. How is that going to look like? So it basically means when you launch an SAP application, you actually can do this through a natural language interface. And that's a great experience for the user, but if you think about it, it also means that employees will have to actually build less specific skills, unique language that was needed in order to use some of these applications and solutions. And just generally for enterprise applications, that's going to be a great use case. Less need to build specific skills, a lot more natural language type of interaction. I think that's a great, bright future ahead of us. And SAP is one of the partners we work with. But generally, our approach to bringing AI to the world is working with partners, working with clients in order to multiply the amount of use cases that we have out there. So we've talked about challenges for the future and the opportunity ahead of us. And we have talked already about technology being probably the main answer to all these challenges, but also the opportunities that are ahead of us. And we've talked about going on a journey to an exciting future. But what do you need when you go on a journey? You need navigation. And the navigation we call the technology atlas. It basically makes us focus on what are the most important technologies that actually do shape our joint future. And we have talked about some of them already, hybrid cloud and AI. There's other underlying technologies that obviously play a huge role in interplay with hybrid cloud and AI, like data. And automation is obviously a key way to unlock some of the productivity gains that I mentioned. But the technology atlas is not just, a map of what we need to focus on. Our technology atlas has a time component to it. So we give predictions as to what will be possible down the road. One of these predictions, one example, for example, is AI will be able to reason, something that's not there yet in probably around 5 years. Another area that I am very excited about, and we also give predictions about, is quantum. We have talked about hybrid cloud and AI, and that's all exciting, but there's more impressive technology down the road, and quantum definitely is the technology. We, from an IBM point of view, we have at the moment a quantum system with 400 qubits, quantum bits, which is the unit to calculate its power, so to say. Our roadmap is very, very clear. We will have early 2024, 1,000 qubits, and we're working with more than 100 partners on exciting use cases, whether it's in the terms of developing batteries for e-vehicles, whether it's around sustainability, carbon capture, drug discovery, route optimization. There's so many exciting use cases down the road. And our prediction is that in this decade, so within the next 6-7 years, we will see compelling use cases from a quantum perspective that will wow the world and will address challenges that have not been addressable through traditional computing up to now. And our prediction is it's probably not going to be at the very end of the decade. So exciting things ahead of us. And I think the most exciting thing around that is really the combination of technologies and the power that we can unleash if we bring everything together, hybrid cloud and AI and quantum computing. I think this is where we will see true acceleration. But let's talk about AI in a little bit more details. I said already, I think there's a revolution going on in the AI space. Maybe it's more of an evolution, technically speaking, but it's really exciting what's happening. We saw different waves of AI, if we look back, right? We saw the start of AI through machine learning. If you look at it, probably the first 10 years of our millennium, 2000 to 2010, the era where machine learning came up. The next wave, the next evolution or revolution, deep learning. Between 2010 and 2020, the big rise of deep learning. And we all interact with machine learning or deep learning daily, multiple times, without actually knowing it. Now we are talking about foundation models, about generative AI, and that's going to be the next evolution, the next revolution. And it's needed in AI, because what we saw so far, I already talked about 30 to 40% adoption, but we also saw that AI projects are two things: costly and time-consuming. You have to label data, a lot of data, then you have to train your model, and you have to do it for every single use case. That means that it takes months to actually bring something from a pilot to production. And that's probably also the reason why we see across the world less than 50%, so less than half of all AI use cases that are in pilot stage ever making it to production. Generative AI, large language models, foundation models change that and radically decrease the time it takes to actually bring something into market. It improves the time to value by 70%, or if we say it a little bit more simply, it means in the past we were talking about months for an AI project to actually come alive and bring value. We're going to see it in weeks from now on. The key to this really is foundation models. I mentioned that kind of term already. What are foundation models? It's pre-trained models, pre-trained on a large amount of data. And it actually allows to bring AI use cases into the market really, really fast. It also allows us to have multiple, hundreds use cases with one model and one data set out there in a really, really fast fashion. We actually, from IBM point of view, we predict, another prediction, that by 2025, and that's not far out, it's 2 years approximately, one third of enterprise AI will be based on foundation models. We also believe there is distinctive requirements to an enterprise AI. I already mentioned it quickly. It needs to be scalable. Only then we see the value. It needs to be accurate. You don't want an inaccurate AI model ruining your company's reputation. And it needs to be adapted. It needs to be customized to your specific business, to your specific industry, to your context that you're operating in. And with this, I'm really, really proud, together with everybody else in IBM, to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what we talk about when we talk about foundation models, which is what's next. Let's see a quick video.
IBM's next-generation AI and data platform to scale and accelerate AI. watsonx. watsonx.ai for new foundation models, generative AI, and machine learning. watsonx.data, a fast, flexible, and open next-generation data store. And watsonx.governance to enable AI workflows that are responsible, transparent, and explainable. watsonx. Let's put AI to work.
So watsonx is the IBM platform for AI and data, the generative AI platform that we have. And as mentioned quickly in the video, it has several components. It has watsonx.ai, which is basically like a super studio allowing teams to deploy AI models, tune them, validate them, build them in the first place, also cooperating with open source. watsonx.data, a lakehouse for unstructured, structured, semi-structured data, bringing it all together for the specific scale that we need for AI use cases. And most importantly, Watson X governance, a toolkit that actually allows us to test our models for reliability, for bias, for drift, and also manage the life cycle of the AI models. So exciting things that we bring into the market, and the most important point of it, built on Red Hat OpenShift, so deployable anywhere, any cloud, and on-premise. So you can tell we are pretty excited about that, and really, really look forward to having many partners and clients embrace the idea of it, of enterprise-ready AI for business. So with this, I would like to just summarize what we talked about today. We talked about the challenges that we see in our economic environment, but also the massive opportunities that we see ahead of us. And we talked about hybrid cloud and AI being the, I would say, enablers of unlocking massive amount of competitive advantage. We talked about quantum computing down the road and the atlas to using all these technologies down the road. Our commitment from IBM point of view is to making these technologies available in a very accessible way, in a very responsible way, in a way that really allows scale. So I hope you will have the opportunity to get in touch with some of these technologies today, to get the inspiration that allows you individually for your business, for your organization to tap into the power of technology. So thank you very much for being here with us today. Thank you for your trust in IBM, and I wish you a very inspirational day here at the Solutions Summit 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.